Hey everyone, delighted to have you here as always. Today's topic is about the balance of onboarding your new clients. So onboarding new clients is an absolutely critical part of your new client relationships. Getting that relationship off to a great start is really key in terms of obviously having longevity through that relationship, or if it's a project, getting that project off to a really strong start, having a positive experience, potentially getting repeat business, or at the very least getting a testimonial and a case study off the back of it. So your onboarding process is crucial, and I'll link to another video where I talk about the process itself, but for now I'm going to talk about the balance of onboarding, because there's a real key balance that you need to strike in those early stages of onboarding a new client. And depending on, again, the nature of your work or the nature of the project, or if it's a retainer, etc., that onboarding process will look slightly different and may be a different length of time as well. But regardless of that, there is this balance you need to find. So what the balance is in essence, firstly saying, well, you need to show you care, you know what you're doing, you're attentive, you're responsive, and you are going to deliver on what you promise. So all of those things are almost a prerequisite, and this will give you a real foundation of establishing that great client relationship at the early stages. However, what you need to also ensure is you balance it out with what you want in terms of, as a freelancer, how you want your client relationships to be. Excuse me. For example, I don't want to have clients who will consistently call me at all hours and expect me to be responsive to those requests immediately. Therefore, if I set that expectation during onboarding, the chances are I'll get the outcome that I want, which still benefits the client as well, because it's not at the loss of the client. And this is the key thing about striking this balance, is you need to inform and educate your clients about why you're doing it and put it into their benefit. So explain it in terms where they'll understand for their benefit. So for an example, that one there is, unfortunately I'm not reachable throughout the week on calls. However, send me an email and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. But also, or you can send me a voice note if you prefer, but the reason why I'm doing that is so I can focus on delivering the work for you. So the more time that I spend kind of on ad hoc calls, the more distracted I get, and I can't do better quality work for my clients, including yourself. So that's the way I would phrase that one example there. So what I'm saying with this balance is that you need to set those things out early stages, because if you're onboarding and you think I just need to do everything I can to make the client happy, and you're speaking to them every day, they're calling you after hours and on weekends, they're demanding meetings above and beyond what was in the agreement. If you just do all of those things, that sets the expectation moving forward. So even if the client's happy and they're like, fantastic, you may end up having a client relationship where they really want to stick working with you that you don't even want, that it isn't delivering. And even if it was a high value agreement, because of the amount of time you're spending on it, that probably the value of that's coming down for you, and it takes away from other areas of your life, the lifestyle, everything else we talk about for freelancing as well. So what I would say is, obviously you need to treat it with caution, but set those standards early on. I mean, you want to be saying them through your sales process, really. It goes back that far. But certainly when you start onboarding with a client, and then, if they request an ad hoc meeting, you can say, potentially you might take that one meeting, but then say that, because we have something to talk about, but actually, we do need to stick to the schedule of a monthly meeting, or that weekly call that we have, rather than these ad hoc calls. Or can we save the back and forth on email for that weekly call? And you need to kind of set those standards. Say, for example, they ask for something which is out of scope or within scope but ahead of deadline. They say, I need that by tomorrow. If you can't deliver that, or you don't want to be in a client relationship where you have to deliver those things, you have to set a line in the sand and say no. But again, it's not just no without any explanation. It's no because X, Y, Z. You're working on another activity. You need more time to plan that. Maybe, for the first time you'll allow that to happen and then you'll explain. But you do have to get that across. Otherwise, I was going to say clients take advantage of that, but that's not even fair on the clients, really, because if you're giving it, it's your responsibility, and why would they not take that if they can get extra work from you and they can be last minute with you and get more deadlines and more of your time? Why would they not? So it's on you to set the terms to prevent that from happening. So a really fine balance. It's not easy, and I'd be keen to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously, if you've found that balance or maybe struck one side too far, I certainly know that I have, but over time with experience you can improve on it. So do let me know in the comments, and if you have any questions, as always, feel free to ping me a note. Thanks again.